Well, good morning. Again, my name is Stephen Barrows, and I'm an economics professor here at Aquinas College. And I thank you for the opportunity to speak briefly about my experience of the value of faith here at Aquinas. But first, just a little bit of context. So after 42 years and 16 transatlantic and transcontinental moves, I felt the urge to establish some roots. So after some prayer and discussion with my wife, we decided to retire from the Air Force and pursue the second dream of becoming a college professor. And you can see how that turned out. In 2013, Aquinas College made us an offer, and we loaded up our 5 children and moved to Grand Rapids. As a side note, I'm convinced that the employment match with Aquinas is the direct result of the intercessions of Our Lady of Guadalupe, but that is another story for another day. So joining the Aquinas team has enabled me to continue my passion for mentoring and teaching college students. But even more significant is the opportunity that Aquinas has provided to me to integrate matters of faith into discussions of economics in the classroom. So just how have I experienced faith at Aquinas? Well, in several ways, such as in spontaneous meetings and visits with our resident Dominican chaplain for spiritual support and conversation, in joining friends, family, colleagues, and students in worship at Mass on campus, and perhaps most importantly, in engaging important economic topics in the classroom in the light of faith. After all, where else can a college economics professor spend an hour lecturing about some abstract model of economic growth, and then in the very next class pull out a copy of Pope Leo XIII's encyclical Rerum Novarum to examine what Catholic social teaching has to say about economics and the social order? Or where else can a professor highlight the compendium of the social doctrine of the Church and see what it has to say about the dignity of families and the importance of employment? Or where else can a college professor unite economic theory with practical faith-based concerns about how a minimum wage could actually harm the individuals it was intended to help? Well, Aquinas College enables me to do this. It's been a privilege to introduce Catholic social teaching in my Principles of Macroeconomics class. And even better, I'm grateful for the opportunity to dig into the great corpus of papal social encyclicals in my History of Economic Thought class, where we examine encyclicals such as Rerum Novarum, or Pius XI's Quadragesimo Anno, or St. John Paul II's Centesimus Annus. But of course, what do the students think? Well, allow me to quote them in some of their feedback. Love that you bring in Catholic social teaching. I really appreciated it. Or, I was surprised at how I enjoyed reviewing the encyclicals. It does add a sense of moral reasoning to many of the ideas we discussed. And I enjoy it. The Catholic Church was a big factor during the eras we are studying, so I think it is important to focus on how they influenced the beliefs. And finally, I love it. I think it is really beneficial to learn all aspects of economic history, which include papal encyclicals. So I'm grateful that Aquinas has enabled me to be an instrument, if even in a very small way, of the new evangelization. While certainly respecting the diverse backgrounds and beliefs of each student, Aquinas' value of faith empowers me to carry out Pope Francis's vision of Catholic universities, which he has described as, quote, outstanding environments for articulating and developing this evangelizing commitment in an interdisciplinary and integrated way. This is my experience of faith at Aquinas College. Thank you for your time.